My hope is when we play this, hopefully we can actually make people laugh. So in a few weeks, we're going to be going back to Romania. We've got a very exciting concert at a place called, you have to tell me how to say
the
it.
Shutsu
Palace
Yes.
in the capital, Bucharest.
It's actually a museum there.
And this is part of the world-famous Enescu Festival. Now, world-famous, but to be honest, I never heard of it before I met you.
It's very famous in Europe.
It's
It's one of the greatest and most prestigious festivals across Europe. For example, another one that comes to mind is the Verbier Festival in Switzerland, for example. So it's that kind of level.
Sure, I remember Verbier only because the Curtis Orchestra, as students, goes to Verbier every summer. Well, they did when I was a student. The Enescu Festival, of course, is named after Romania's greatest, I would say, greatest composer, George Enescu. But for folks who are not familiar with George Enescu, what can you share with us about this composer?
He was an artist. He was a complete artist. He was, first of all, he considered himself firstly a composer, conductor, violinist, pianist, and he did all these things excellently. And he was trained in Vienna from a very, very early age, and then to Paris. He was classmates with Maurice Ravel, for example. He studied with Gabriel Fauré. So he, in his compositions, in his style composing, he incorporated all this tradition, classical tradition, with a lot of folk music. Two of his popular hits, very, very popular, so we consider them as hits, are the two Romanian Rhapsodies. Primarily number one. Number one is the most famous, I would say, work of George Enescu. I mean, if you hear the beginning, you can recognize it immediately. This festival was started in 1958, 3 years after Enescu passed away. And its trajectory was not linear. Right now, the festival and competition happens every year. So it's 1 year competition, 1 year festival. But then before 89, before the fall of communism, it did not happen this way. Usually it would be 3-4 years of gap between editions, and of course it was mostly politically organized. But nevertheless, a lot of internationally acclaimed artists at the time, and conductors, pianists, violinists, singers, stepped on the stage of the Enescu Festival. I remember my teacher telling me that he witnessed Sviatoslav Richter, great Russian pianist, titan of a piano, live on stage, and it was an unforgettable experience.
The festival takes place with one main hall and then several other satellite locations.
It's several, and
right?
not only in Bucharest, but also several other cities from Romania. So Cluj, Iași, I think Sibiu as well. So yeah, it's spread out across country.
And the main performance hall with the orchestra is the Athenaeum.
And also Palace Hall.
Palace
Hall. So yeah, there are several halls.
Okay, but we get to play in Shutsu Hall.
At the Shutsu Palace. Yes.
Okay. And the presenters, in line with this being the Great Romanian Music Festival, asked us to play an all-Romanian program.
All-Romanian program, yes.
So we're playing, of course, several works by Enescu. We're actually going to be playing an arrangement of the second Rhapsody by Enescu that was actually arranged by one of your friends, right? Wonderful arrangement. And you're playing some solo works of Enescu. And you also wrote a beautiful arrangement of, it's the Nocturne by Lipatti, right? And this is originally a solo work, and you've actually made the arrangement for us to play that together. Yeah. So that's very, very special and beautifully done. So we have to sit down and make a recording of that.
Yeah. So last year when we performed, I think it was the first time I performed in Romania together. Last year. Yeah. That happened at the conservatory in Bucharest, and it was during the Enescu competition. But now it's the festival.
Now we're officially part of the festival, which is wonderful. Yeah. And the exciting thing is we're actually also playing works of some living Romanian composers. Tell us, and one particularly you want to focus on is somebody who was actually a professor of composition at the Bucharest Conservatory of Music. Tell us a little bit about this composer.
So I studied with her. Her name is Livia Teodorescu-Ciocănea.
Let's slow down. Say that again.
Livia Teodorescu-Ciocănea.
Okay.
So yeah, she's primarily a composer, but also a phenomenal pianist. And I remember in my years of masters there, I think 2014, 2015, something like that. I had to take contemporary music with her, and I remember for 2-3 years, it was just me. It was optional, and it was just me. So I had basically one-on-one.
You were the only one in the class?
I was the only one that wanted to enroll in that class. Okay. She taught me a lot about contemporary music. For example, I have never heard of Ligeti, for example. And she would not only limit herself to composition, but also she would be very much interested in talking and showing to me some stuff at the piano. And we also performed 2 pianos. We performed Messiaen.
Oh, you performed with her?
Yes, I performed with her.
That is so cool. Wow.
As part of the curriculum. So it was a great experience. It was pretty much my luck for being the only one enrolled in that class. And I remember her talking so passionately about sound, about how to produce a quality sound and how to project a sound to actually ring. And these kind of insights, I wouldn't say like they were new to me, but it was a little bit overwhelming at that time. But then over the years, I had worked on that. And right now, I can fully understand what she was talking about. In fact, we met, I think 2 months ago at the conservatory, and we sat for like 3 hours and we talked because we had not seen each other for 10 years. So after I graduated master's, I started looking for another place to go. So she had no idea about me. But then last year we met in Carnegie Hall accidentally. She had a composition performed as part of a composition gala, and I was accompanying a singer there. So we accidentally met and we reconnected. And then I thought, well, since we're playing this recital, why not ask her about a four-hand piece? And a couple months ago, we reconnected at the conservatory and we sat down. And then again, I had, it was like I had gone back in time, and she started again talking about sound production at the piano, and she played something for me, and then it was very, very emotional.
Wow, sounds like she was your piano teacher, not just your composer.
No,
Did she teach you to compose anything, or?
Not necessarily. No. From a point of view of contemporary music, I've learned a lot from her. Also, musical form. She's a very important exponent of Romanian music school in terms of treatise for musical form. I also took an aesthetics class with her, but that was for an entire class, besides the one-on-one contemporary thing.
So let's talk a little bit about the piece of hers that we will be presenting at this recital as part of the Enescu Festival. This is such a fascinating sonatina. It's a small sonata called Sonatina Buffa. And the most interesting thing is that this is actually an homage to Charlie Chaplin, the great silent film, legendary silent film comedian, actor, producer, filmmaker, innovative in so many ways. And one of the things that I love is when I get to experience music that is deeply psychological. And this, for me, is one of those works. I feel, in a sense, a little ignorant, and I need to study up a little bit more in terms of understanding Charlie Chaplin's life.
Well, I think you have to go back to the silent movie era. That's basically what he's known for.
And I just wanted to get into the composer's mind, but even without that, even without just playing through the work and gathering the musical gestures, she writes in such an interesting way. We should play a couple of examples of some of the things. For me, one of the interesting things is the themes that repeat throughout the whole sonatina. You start with the theme, it ends with the same theme, so there's a bit of a cadential connection there, right? But all throughout, one of the things I find very striking about Romanian music in general, and it seems that the contemporary composers really latch onto this as a tool, is the aspect of improvisation. There's so much improvisation that she calls for, and in terms of the soundscape and asking us to, put our own flair into these things. It's a whole other sound world. But again, Romanian folk music also deeply rooted in a strong sense of improvisation. Of so that's really your cultural blood there, right? You guys love to improvise and make things up. The gypsy, would it be wrong to say something kind of the gypsy character or the...
Well, it was not just the gypsies.
Yeah, no.
It was not. It's a part of it, but it was not just that.
Why don't we just start the opening? Because this is such, this theme is the theme that you hear throughout. We're not going to play the whole sonata, but we just...
I was thinking that, so I mentioned the silent movie era. Back then, of course, there was no dialogue. There was no sound other than the music that was played live. Music was the connecting element to understand better what you would see on the screen. What this sonatina does, so for instance, Buffa means comic, right? So it's a, the Charlie Chaplin's movies were supposed to make you laugh. But interesting because, apparently it would make you laugh. But then in movies like The Kid, there's nothing, I don't know, that movie really made me tear up. The Kid, right? So it's like one eye cries and the other one laughs, or vice versa.
A Pagliacci kind of
Pagliacci, yes, a Pagliacci kind of thing. And it's so this music playing through it really brings out that that abruptness that you have between scenes, when scenes change completely. So I think she succeeded in describing, in a way, with sounds, describing a movie, or not necessarily a particular movie, but the setting, right, of a silent, the genre, of a silent movie.
Well, let's just open it a little bit, just to, you hear a kind of a triumphant theme, and then it goes into this senza misura, this sort of timeless sense of a little bit of mystery, mischief, I think, So let's just start a little bit of it, just to get a sense of what this sounds like,
Yeah, so it's the introduction, right? The
ta-da!
Ta-da! Yes.
The curtain is opening. Let's hear the curtain open.
Yeah.
This starts to get mysterious here. Almost like a question mark, right? What's going on? And then this next part is fun. It almost sounds like you can almost...
you see Charlie Chaplin like
walking,
not walking, but you recall what do you call that?
The umbrella.
The umbrella, the
staff,
stick.
The staff.
Walking
staff.
The staff, yes.
Yeah, and the little lopsided way. I think
it's like wobbling.
Yeah,
a little bit like wobbling.
The Charlie Chaplin walk, and this is what it sounds like. So cute, so interesting that energy,
and speaking, since you mentioned the word improvisation, yes, probably it sounds like an improvisation, but everything is so well written out and organized.
So timed, yeah. I want to just maybe jump to one of the improvisation sections. Maybe just do it over here, yeah.
All right, yeah.
And now we just...
Something like that.
Something like that, and yeah. So cool.
The material that gives this cool, I would say, cool or laid back vibe, it's this one. Something like that.
Yeah. The almost clumsy, very comedic kind of.
Yeah.
My hope is when we play this, hopefully we can actually make people laugh or chuckle.
Hopefully they are familiar with silent movies.
Well, even if they're not, it would be wonderful if we could play it in a way that makes people go, that sounds kind of funny, and actually laugh out loud. That would be so cool.
I'm very grateful for taking this silent movie class at Temple a couple years ago with Sarah Buchner. She's a fan of that genre, and I've learned so much about that from her. She made us watch a lot of things.
I want to show the applause. There's actually sounds like big applause at the end.
Yeah,
right?
at the end. Yeah,
and it's a really cool effect. The way she notates is with these blocks of black and white keys, and we just kind of slam down. Let's see if we can put that together. Ready?
Yeah.
And what a great effect, yeah? Just it's almost like the curtain comes down and then he has one last little bow, ready? Exultant, is that the word? Éclatant?
Éclatant.
Yeah. Enthusiastic. What a wonderful piece. And I'm so looking forward to getting.
And it's very rewarding, I think, just going through the entire thing. At the end of it, it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
That's my feeling.
Oh, absolutely. And it's another language. And again, when a composer, and I really appreciate when composers draw out a new kind of psychology. It's a way of understanding other mediums, other people through our musical lens. And it's just so amazing that she's written it for our particular configuration. Two people playing on one piano, bringing out this really magical kind of setting. I'm really looking forward to this concert.